Howdy everybody, and welcome to the show. If you're watching us on KUM TV or YouTube, I'm Jason Salas. Thank you so much for tuning in. And a topic starts off the show that is very, very important: saving science. Joni and Linda join us right now in the studio, and we are talking about, ladies, I gotta interject myself. It's amazing that in this day and age we actually have to talk about why science should be preserved, and exploration and questioning and investigation. Why have we gotten to this point, Joni?
Well, this came about because of the current administration that we have in D.C., Washington, D.C. All of a sudden what we're seeing are questioning from the administration about things that we've been talking about, having a discussion about for decades now, things like climate change, things that we now know that at least 97% of climate change scientists have a consensus that climate change is caused by what we're seeing, anthropogenic causes. So that would be humans are causing these changes that we're seeing.
Sure.
Yes, and so our president claims that it's a hoax and chooses to ignore the solid science behind climate change. And so and it's not just climate change. We're looking at other things that are threatened. Funding for science, for instance. Many scientists are concerned that the work that they're doing is going to be negated by this administration, and costs are going to be, their funding is going to be cut.
Which is remarkable, because 50 years ago in American history, I believe it was the JFK administration that said, you know, America does not have enough PhDs, and we do not have people with deep tacit knowledge in these incredibly esoteric disciplines and everything, so we need more people to research, to break through, and to do stuff like that. And that basically is how the internet came to be.
Right, right. Yeah. And also, we were also in a race, right, with Russia to get to the moon, to get out into space, and that was a great motivator for people to learn things about, like, rocket science, for instance. Physics became so hot. I don't know. Ever since I was a little girl, I knew I was fascinated with the world around me. I knew what I wanted. I wanted a chemistry set. I wanted, you know, a microscope, and and so science from a very young age was really important. So now that I see this change in outlook of all things, you know, the big seat in Washington, this is really concerning.
Now, Linda, as someone who, you know, throughout Guam, you were beloved for getting young people interested in science and educating people in the study of exploration and appreciating nature and the harmony that society has with the world around us and everything like that. I'm amazed you can sit there and, you know, you're not, you know, screaming at the top of your lungs right now.
I'm sitting here very impatiently waiting for my turn.
Well, thank you. The stage is now yours.
Global warming is real. And a few years ago, people were arguing that it wasn't, and so we got politically correct and we started calling it climate change. Well, it's global warming, it's real. And as Joni said, 97% of the scientists that are studying this are all in agreement that it's human-made. And our president is calling it a hoax. And he's citing, like, the National Enquirer. That's where he gets his data to promote this. And he's reducing the funding for science. He's reducing EPA altogether. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is getting their budget cut. Yet we're funding things like the Wall, which hasn't even undergone an environmental impact statement. I'm sure there's all kinds of creatures that are using that as a corridor back and forth. It's going to have major environmental impacts. Climate change marches started with the United States in 2014, and now it's become international in just 3 years. And Joni is the advisor, one of the advisors for the Eco Warriors at GCC, and they organized the first climate march on Guam in 2014. And we expected a little turnout. What did we have, 150, 200 people? It was crazy great, with no advertising, not letting anybody, you know, people know.
It's cool to be involved in science. Now, the whole STEM movement has really, you know, it's not just, okay, like, you know, without due respect, if you wanted a chemistry set as a young person, or you were like me and you liked reading basic code on like old computer screens that were grayscale and everything like that, you were kind of ostracized a little bit. Today, that's the thing to do, and you can make a lot of friends, you can develop a career, and you can build skills that you'll carry with you throughout your life.
No, this
We
is
like
true.
to think so. So now the other side of this is the Science March.
Right.
And the Science March, this is the first year, and it's already going international. It's not just coming out of Washington, although that's the first big one that got started, but it's going international. So Guam, we've combined the two, Climate Change March and Science March, coming up on Saturday, the
April 22nd.
Earth Day.
Earth Day.
Very nice.
Yes.
Okay, well, real quick before we go to commercial break, how can people contact you if they want more information, or they just want to call their friends and family in truckloads and join in?
Well, we have a Facebook page.
Excellent.
Go on Facebook and look for Guam Climate or Guam Science Climate March, and they'll find the page. And we're trying to use. We're also running an ad on the fridge in the PDN.
Very nice.
With information. We're spreading out posters, and that poster has the Facebook contact. We're trying to use social media as much as possible.
And you don't have to find us, just come.
Just come,
Saturday,
exactly.
the 22nd, 4 to 6 o'clock, meet at the the Chamorro Village parking lot?
Yes.
Same place?
Yes, same
All
place.
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
meet there, 4 o'clock, bring signs or just bring your bodies, bring families, truckloads, yes. We really want hundreds of people out there supporting awareness for climate change and science.
All right, thank you both.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, remember that Google thing that you tend to use like 15 or 20 times a day, that would not have been possible without the National Science Foundation. Think about it. Support science. We're back after this.